Hey, everybody. Oh, God. Chris, are you starting already? Like you would actually throw on Chris Hardwick. Chris is hard for Wick, I guess. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Oddballs TV. Today we have Jay from Pretty Balls, and we're going to judge if her balls are actually pretty.
I have gorgeous balls.
I mean, exactly, Chris. He couldn't pay me real money, so I knew you were going nowheres. So, Jay is in Canada, just like me. Woohoo.
Yes.
More Canadian ladies. Gotta love that. So, how long have you been doing this?
I actually just had my first clutches this summer that just passed. I've
Ooh.
I'm brand new to it. I've had ball pythons for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm very new. I didn't touch a snake until 7 years ago.
I actually have a
So
picture. I'll show that in a little bit. I have a picture of it, but we'll show it in a little bit.
I'm
So,
terrified at that point.
yeah, I think everybody is a little bit until they touch it for the first time. And I don't want to hear any that's what she said jokes, guys.
Oh, we know it's coming.
Again, that's what she said. I know my audience well. So 7 years, what made you touch that snake for the first time?
It was a joke between my fiance and I.
Oh.
And it just ended up us going down to the reptile store because he couldn't believe I had never handled a snake. I'm like, I just never wanted to. Like, they were kind of intimidating. I
Yeah.
grew up with my sister who liked garter snakes, so she used to catch them all the time. I was just never into it. I liked
Yeah.
horses, not snakes. And it was
There's
just a
a
joke.
lot of people, a lot of the girls who like it's almost hand in hand snakes and horses.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, we just went to it's a place called the Reptile Store downtown, and he took me down there. He's like, "You just have to hold one," but they put it on my shoulder instead
Oh.
of in my hands. I'm
Oh.
like, I can't see it, and it's right by my face.
Ah.
So I'm like terrified of it. And then we ended up actually leaving with just a normal ball python that I was
Oh.
still terrified of.
Oh. A
I
normal.
used to take, yeah, just a normal, like nothing really about her. Just, and she was tiny. I think she was like maybe like 97 grams when I
Oh
got
my
her.
God.
And I was so scared to touch her that I was going to get bit. They used to use those big leather cast iron gloves to take her out of her tank because I was so terrified she was going to bite me.
Oh my God. Okay, but true story though, when I was pregnant and after I had the baby, like in the beginning, that's how I handled my reptiles, like with the big like work gloves on because I couldn't get bit.
Yep.
So yeah, I've done the same. So
And it took me 7 years to get my first bite from one of my snakes, and it was my het clown girl. She tagged me on the thumb, and it was a joke. I'm like, wow, I was that scared for that.
that long to get bit. When you're always the one opening up the transport packages. I always that's when I get like 90% of my bites is like as I'm like moving them from the bag to the bin. Yep.
Well, they're scared at that point. Mine was she just wants to eat every single time you open her bin.
Yeah.
And I was using the heat gun, and just the way I had my hand, she just got my thumb. I'm like, I just fed you yesterday. Settle down.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. No, yeah, I've done that. Actually John, he always works for us in school and he never opened a package before, like snake bag before ever. And when Chris from the reptile ward sent us all ours at like they came in at 10 o'clock at night, that's a whole nother story. But John's like, how do I open these? And I'm like, oh dear Lord. Here we go.
I haven't had the luxury of actually like ordering a snake and having it shipped yet. I've always been able to go pick them up. So
Oh yeah, because you live nearish Chris, don't you?
we live about 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes away from each other. So
That would be convenient.
yeah.
You guys have done some shared clutches too, haven't you?
We have, he's actually the one that convinced me to start breeding snakes. I was
Oh.
kind of like on the fence.
Yeah.
When I got my one big cinnamon girl, she's about 4,000 grams. She's
Mm-hmm.
a pretty big girl. And he was like, "Oh, well, you should. Like, it'd be fun." I was kind of like, "I don't know if I really want to." Like, I've always been into like breeding animals. I used to hand raise lovebirds.
Yeah.
That was like my thing. Snakes are way easier. They're not
Love,
as easy for
love birds.
breeding purposes, but yeah, lovebirds are. It's a pain. It's like worse than having a baby.
I've had lovebirds and they are not loving. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
No.
They're not.
So
They're
we
not cute, adorable. They're not loving. They're angry
they bite
with
a lot.
beaks,
Sharp ones.
especially the females.
Yes. My female Maverick she was nice to me. She
Mm-hmm.
hated everybody else.
Yeah, that sounds like that way. So we had one growing up. We had this one random lovebird growing up, and it was insane. My God. Like, she was nuts, and we're actually told that she would calm down if we bred her.
No, it's the exact opposite.
Well, we didn't breed her because my stepmother was all like, I'm worried what happens if she got egg bound.
It's so rare when it actually happens. Like I know people always like hear about it because people post all like more of the negative
yeah.
than the positive, but it's very rare it actually happens.
Which the bitch ended up dying from being egg bound from an
Oh my
unfertilized
God.
egg at
I
age
take
5.
it back.
At age 5. So we accidentally bred parakeets, so budgies.
Oh, okay.
That was an accident. We thought we had a male we thought we had 2 females.
That was with my 2 lovebirds. I had no idea what sex they were until I saw eggs. And then I waited because 2 females can still lay eggs.
Yeah.
And I waited the 24 days and then they actually hatched. I'm like, well, we have a male and female.
There we go. I'm trying to convince John to let me get a budgie again, and it's not going well. He calls them demon birds.
They can be. And they can be very loud and obnoxious, but I still love them.
Oh, he's yelling devil birds. No, they can be sweet. Budgies can be sweet. It's just they bond with their owner, and then that's it.
Yes, that's exactly it.
So I'm gonna bring that up here just a second. So 7 years ago, you got your hands on your first snake, and it was all about.
Yes.
You came home. Do you still have that same snake, or?
I actually don't. When I started breeding, I had to promise to like only have a certain limit amount of snakes. So because she was underweight, because I made 1,000,001 errors with her, I had no idea what I was doing. I had all the wrong information. So she was very small, so she would never be able to be bred. So I ended up selling her to somebody who just wanted her as a pet. I made sure she was perfectly set up because I finally got her eating properly. And I ended up letting her go. Her name was Fluffy, obviously.
Yeah.
But I have my second snake still.
Oh, wow.
The one I got for my birthday that I begged for like 48 hours to get. I still have her, which is good. She'll never go anywhere.
Yeah. That's good. Hold on a second. I'm trying to show the thing, but it won't let me show the thing. I actually did this for some reason. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm gonna show here. Her first snake is 8.
Oh my God, I was so scared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why it's not showing, but it's now technical difficulties. I'm tired. It's not showing, but it's that one. That one there. I mean,
don't put a person who's never held a snake on their shoulder. I highly don't recommend that. Put it in their hands where they can see it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. John annoyed me to get one, and I'm like, we're not getting one. We're not getting one. He actually went as far as to message a girl about a snake. Even though I was saying no. And then it was too expensive.
I'm at fault for that.
And then it was too expensive, so he never did it. And I'm like, oh, he's not going to shut up until I get him one. So I got him one for Birthmas funny story, went and messaged the girl that had the one he wanted, and I got a discount on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, months later, because she still had it and she just wanted to get it out of her bins. So yeah. Yeah, so that's what we got. That one.
That was my second too. My bell, my female bell was my second one. I begged for like 48 hours. It was for my birthday.
Yeah.
And my fiance finally gave it. And my other girl, she's a pastel.
There we go. Now we can see it kind of. Sort
I'm
of.
so scared.
Yeah. I'm
I
trying.
have a pastel lesser cinnamon.
Okay.
I got for Christmas, which took a bit of begging to get as well.
Yeah, I keep telling John we should get engaged. I want a fake ring and a nice snake.
Right?
I spent $2,000
on it. Baby. Ring pop.
I mean, like, why spend $2,000 on a ring when I can get $2,000 and get a wicked ass female? So
exactly, and she'll also get you some more money to get more snakes. So it's like beneficial.
yeah.
Diamonds are pretty, but snakes are forever.
I mean, snakes are for 30 years, 20 to 30
Yeah,
years.
but their babies will continue to live forever.
Yeah, until you're done with it, and then you sell it and get a new one. I mean, let's be honest. That's the name of the game. Chris Ward wants to know what each of our dream snakes to hatch. Like out of clutches this year. What do you got going this year? We'll do this year.
This year, the one I think my most anticipated clutch is actually a joint one with Chris, and that's my. I always forget how to say. She's a banana Odie yellow belly, and she pied to my pastel HRA pied.
Oh,
I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
She's off food right now. So. Yeah, the banana's been making his rounds at his place, and she's over there right now, and you can't say no to a pure pied clutch. So
yeah, no,
that one's good. I'm hoping my cinnamon girl, who I've been pairing for over 2 years now, finally lays.
Yeah.
She is another joint clutch with Chris and his what is he? A banana pinstripe butter pastel. I'm looking at the label.
Banana. Ooh, that would be nice.
I'm hoping. I really want some banana cinnamon. Like, I think those would be like super pretty, and they're definitely amazing when they first hatch.
Yeah.
Proving out my male bell, who could be quite the showstopper. I got him being paired with. Actually, now that I think of it, I have a lot of stuff with Chris because I have 2 of Chris's females here. It's the joys of living so close, right? He lent me 2 of his females, Pinstripe and a Fire, to prove out my male bell, who is a super lesser, possible super pastel Enchi leopard calico spider. I think I have all those covered.
Jesus. Yeah, I was gonna lend Chris a female. My mahogany lesser HRA had hypo, and he's like, "Nah, I don't need her." And then he went out and bought a mahogany lesser HRA hypo, which is the clutch mate to mine. And I'm like, "You dick."
Oh, I saw about that one. Yes, that was a gorgeous snake.
Oh yeah, I've seen another one of their clutch mates in person, which is the same combo. And that snake is amazing in person. Amazing.
I haven't seen any hypo stuff in person yet, but they definitely photograph very well.
It's insane. Like, oh no, like that combo in person. Like even the combo, like the het hypo combo is beautiful, but the full hypo in person is insane. Like I can't. It's so insane. Yeah. What's your dream snake to hatch in general, though?
Right now, I don't know if you're familiar with. It's called a scarecrow. It's a.
Is that the like banana spot nose leopard clown?
Yes. I love banana. I know you don't.
John, I'm done with this interview. I'm done with this interview. You can do it now. You're a banana lover. John's yelling in the background. Good.
Yeah, I like banana a lot, and definitely with clown, I love that combination, and that's definitely a direction I want to go with my clown projects, my pied projects. I'm also getting really into lavender.
I picked up some sweet ass lavender shit from
Did I
again
see it?
Chris.
I don't remember seeing that one. He has so much stuff. It's like I just kind of go over there. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
I know.
Hard to keep up with all of them.
He sends me a picture and I'm like, damn you. Like I hate you. Yeah, lavender shit is amazing. I picked up some wicked lavender stuff from him as well. Oh my god, this is turning into a Chris is awesome episode. I'm so is Dream Skulls on your slate at all?
Yes, I have actually two, a male and a female lavender albino, 66% het pieds.
Ooh.
The female's not going to be ready this year, probably next season.
Yeah.
But I have another pied het albino, and my male lavender, 66% pied, he's ready to breed.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's up to size soon.
Yeah.
Last time I weighed her, I think she was like 1,100 grams. So hopefully by the end of the season that she'll be ready to go. And even if he's not, I'll at least make some amazing.
Yeah, I got
pets for sure.
I got two pastel lavenders from a male and female, and they're both. There's a chance both of the het pied.
Yeah.
So, but my female hit like 11 something grams, like, and it has now hit that wall, and I'm like, you bitch.
That's where my female is too. She hit that wall, and it's just like,
you
come on, just eat the rat.
Like, just you know, it's like 1180, and she hit it. I'm like, that's one rat, just one. Like the pied het lav is waiting for you. Come on, girl, get on with it. Like, come on. Stupid.
Yep, I wrote her off this season. I'm like, you're never gonna get there. I'm like, but by next season she'll be hopefully up to size.
I think my cat has been watching too many lives with Chris because he's now been like sticking his ass in all of the live stuff I'm in. Like, get away, you dumb cat. Yeah, I'm hoping we've got paired up again, round 2. If anything goes, and I know this sounds so lame, I'm hoping my Mojave Asphalt and Ivory pairing goes this year.
Ooh, that one's.
Freeway's my favorite, and I've never seen one in person. And
Freeway's very nice, very nice. It's like jaw dropping. I've been over to Billy's twice now, and
yeah,
that place is like absolutely insane. Like,
I know I need to go.
I couldn't even begin to tell you like how amazing it is, and like everybody just like, oh, come see this, and you're like, oh, I want it all. Like his collection is just amazing.
I know I need to go. I need to go after this COVID stuff is done and over with. I'm hoping to go. Malcolm says must be a pastel lav thing. Mine is at 800 grams and hasn't eaten for 2 weeks. The stupid pastel lavs.
And the thing is, it was the male I have. Like he'll eat a ham sandwich if you put it in front of him.
Oh yeah, like he'd eat his
own.
If
I have like a rat that's not eaten, I give it to him and he eats it.
Oh yeah,
he thinks it's great. My female's like, oh, I'm watching my figure.
I'm like, it's one goddamn rat. And like my pied het lav male, he's ready to go. Yeah, I'm like, it's go time. Let's go.
Yep.
I'm like,
I'm hoping that my pied female is ready to go because even if it doesn't prove out to be het pied, I'll have 100%. Well, actually, Dreamsicle's pretty much.
Yeah,
she's pied.
That's what I'm hoping with the pied het lav and the pastel lav pos het pied pairing. Is it'd be nice if she proved out, but if she doesn't, then I've got a chance at lavs that are het pieds and just hold back a male.
Yeah.
Grow him
well,
out.
Also with my cinnamon lesser pastel, we're gonna do a joint pairing again with Wonderful Christopher, his name keeps getting brought up.
Can we just
He
replace Christopher with Nick? Like, and just do it that
right.
way.
We'll throw Nick in there every once in a while.
Yep.
One of his males, his dreamsicle male, is going to come over, and we're going to make some hats with my
Ooh.
one female because I don't have anything to pair her with.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, let's just throw her in with this one because we can make some really nice hats. I'm like, that's a good idea. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about making hats. So is that it? Just a couple of any more pairings this year, or?
No, mainly it's just those ones. I'd say my most anticipated one is the pied pairing that Chris has at his house right now, and
Yeah.
proving out my male bell. Like some of the blacklighting we did on the clutch that I had this summer, I had my two bells because I love all white snakes. I can't help it. They're gorgeous.
So, Chris, you're
Very
saying
much true.
if I moved to Ontario, you'll do two shared clutches with me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you got to come to Hamilton. Come join us in the
We
Hammer.
We actually have a feeling that we're going to end up in Ontario. So, just with John's field and stuff,
With work and stuff. Yeah.
he doesn't make much here. He can make 30 something an hour in Ontario versus $18 an hour here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The cost of living here is way more expensive. Like it's like ridiculous prices here.
Yeah, but I'm paying $700 a month for electricity.
Are you serious? Holy crap.
Yep.
Well, you might save then. That's a
Might
lot. Holy.
Yeah, I mean the apartment itself is cheap. It's $850 a month, but for 3/4 of house. But when you're spending $700 in electricity,
Why is it so much? Is it electric heating?
yep,
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
yep. And we have a
That'll.
basement, and if you don't put any heat in the basement, it's freezing up in like the baby's room. So yeah, and I'm dumb, and I
Babies
do.
don't need to be warm.
Yeah, I mean, she's getting to that age where she can start self-regulating heat. Just we'll just get her a CHE and hang it above her crib.
Right?
Make her a hot spot. Oh my god! Can I build a rack for my children?
Just throw them in. I think
I'll
it's
just get
fair.
some FB50s for them.
My children all have 4 paws and fur, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, I don't have them.
My sister has them. I call her the breeder, and I get to kidnap them, get them hyped up on sugar, and ship them off home.
Oh god, yeah, I don't do it because I need to get a 6-year-old who's like crying because Santa didn't bring her a bamboo female, and then now her birthday is coming, and she now wants, along with the bamboo female, a puzzle female, and I'm like, really, of all the recessives you can go after, you're going after a goddamn puzzle. Like, do you know how expensive that's going to be? Well, it would look good with Jack, and I'm like, have you been researching Morse?
She's a smart cookie.
Like, and she's sitting there. Oh my god, I haven't broke it to her. So she paired her pastel to a Mojave asphalt. Well, the gosh darn thing escaped, and got in with the clown.
Like it just weaseled its way over there and, did a late night wham bam.
Yep. And they were locked. And I'm like, God damn it. God damn it. I'm like, no. I'm like, of all the things, like the pastel to the clown. No. So I'm hoping the Mojave asphalt jeans took over in that one. we're just hoping. Yeah, we're hoping here. I have broke it to her, and if not, she can learn about odds.
Well, there you go. It's all a learning experience. That's how you explain it to her.
Yeah. So,
or you just be like a typical mom and just lie and say, I don't know what happened. I don't know.
The odd gods were not good to you, Scarlett. You hit nothing. Like, had to fucking, oh my god. Oh goodness. So you were telling me earlier that you have a limit. You're only allowed so many snakes.
Yes. It took a lot of energy. My fiance is not a big fan of snakes, and it took a lot of convincing, but I'm allowed to have up to 10.
Yeah.
So 15 is my limit.
Oh, I have no limit.
That's lucky. That was like to me a negotiation because I would like to have like 30 or 40.
Yeah.
I like puttering in my snake room. I'm always in here puttering, and I have my
Yeah.
rats as well
Yeah.
because I breed them just to help counterbalance the cost.
Yeah.
But I made a error the one time, and I didn't close my big cinnamon girls bin all the way,
Oh.
and I got a phone call at work because she had fallen out, and when she hits the ground because she's so big, apparently he thought like something like dropped like a ball or something, and he went in there and she was pissed. So I had to like rush home from work, and it was like this huge chaotic thing, and she's so big and
Yeah.
she was not happy.
Yeah.
So
They never
it was
are.
she was, and he's just not a snake person. Like he doesn't mind them, but he's just would rather listen to me babble about it than really hold one.
Yeah, that was
He likes
me.
his dog. He's happy with that.
Yeah, that was me. Like, okay. Was this recently?
No, this was back when I lived in my old place. I'd say Chris will know the name. Her name's Cynthia, my cinnamon.
Yeah.
This was year and a half, 2 years ago. It was a while ago,
Ugh.
but I'll never live it down. The one and only time one of my snakes has ever gotten out, and I will never live it down.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the first time one of mine got out. Oh my god. Like I was panicked. Now it's just like, yep, I know which one it is too. I'm like, yep,
And
I
now I'm
know.
like super anal about it too. Like I'll like check my snake room about 8 times before I leave the house,
Oh yeah.
making sure all the bins are closed. And I'm like, and then I'll go to the door. I'm like, son of a bitch, and I'll have to go back in and look again. I can't
Yeah.
have that happen again, or I'll have to get rid of all of them.
Yep. Oh, it's always fun. They never go far. They never go far. We're in the process of revamping and rebuilding everything. So it's kind of like a clusterfuck down there. But
Oh, it's a never ending battle when it comes. Like I've done so many different things with my racks. I got a nice 7 bin adult rack from
mhm,
Serpent Stacks, which I absolutely love.
yeah.
And I'm hoping that this summer I can get one more because it's just so handy and I love the bins.
Yeah,
You guys,
we're looking at building something out of aluminum.
oh,
Yeah.
I want to
Appar-
get like one of those like big, I don't even know what they're called. Like the Freedom Breeders, I think they're called.
Yeah, or the ARS or
Yeah, the ARS ones. Like I love that, but I know
yeah.
if I get that, my fiance will have a heart attack because he's
Yeah.
like, why are there 20 bins? We didn't agree on 20, and I know I'd fill them all, so I really have to like rein it in a bit.
Here's the thing. Does he count hatchlings? Like do they count?
No, he doesn't count the hatchlings because I sell the hatchlings.
Okay.
Even like I had one clutch of 7, and then my cinnamon girl or Leslie. I don't use their morphs. I use their names all the time.
Yeah.
Leslie, she slugged out on me, and I only ended up getting 2 boob eggs, but only one ended up making it, and I hatched a banana pin.
Yeah.
He was only like 42 grams. He was so tiny with so much attitude. It was hilarious.
Huh.
Every time he'd open his bin, he'd just like try and bite you.
Hmm.
He was a feisty little bugger. But he doesn't count them because I do sell them.
Yeah. I was gonna
So that's
say
always.
what you could do is buy some and sneak them in and be like, this hatchling just won't sell. Guess I have to hold it
I've
back.
totally never done that before.
It's funny because I was who was I watching? Ron with BBM Reptiles and Shane with Small Town Exotics, and they were talking about, being able to sneak one in, and I'm like, no, John could never do that because I'd know. I'd be like, what's this sitting in here? What is this banana doing here? We did not have this banana. Like, no.
I don't really know if he really knows like the collection like that I have. Like I have my female Belle. She's like the love of my life.
Yeah.
Her name's Lulu. I absolutely adore her. She'll go nowhere. She's nothing even overly special. She's just lesser Mojave, but she was
Yeah.
like
I
the first
love
morph I
Belle.
fell in love with.
Yeah, that was one of
I
them.
can't get over them. Like they're just amazing to me.
Yeah.
And she's really the only one I pull out a lot. And my het clown female because the color on her, she's what is she? I don't even remember. Odie
Yeah.
Pastel Super Enchi Blade Het Clown.
Ooh.
Um, she's like the color on her. I
Yeah.
sent you the one picture of her. Like it's jaw dropping. I actually have the sister here of her. I think the only thing she doesn't have is pastel,
Yeah.
and they eat like everything in front of them. They're amazing. They're hatched the end of July, and they're both over 600 grams already.
Oh wow.
Like they'll eat a shoe if you put it in front of them.
Yeah.
Like they're absolutely gorgeous snakes.
Yeah. It's
I
so
had to
funny.
have her.
It's so funny how some grow so fast. And you could give the same snake from the same clutch the same thing. And some grow like poof. And some
Yeah.
just grow so slow.
Well, that's my his name's Deuce Bigelow. He's the banana pinstripe pastel butter. And
Okay.
he's tiny. He's like I think 711 grams.
Yeah.
And that's as big as he wants to get.
Well, so,
He only likes to eat every 2 weeks. And he's just a tiny little dude. Super
yeah.
chill. But
Yeah.
that's just as big as he wants to be.
Yeah. I find some of my males, like I've got a 1,600 gram clown. And he's big, but most of my males don't get that big yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my lavender albino, I think he's 1,200 grams and he's the biggest male I have. I don't have a lot of males.
Yeah.
I only have the 3 right now because I'm like, I really want to get a lot of morphs in one male so I can pair with a lot of females. I'm really hoping to get a banana, well, Chris's male pretty much, and a baby out of our clutch that we're hopefully going to have, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
She looks like she's going to go. When I handed her for her first clutch over to Chris, she was over 3,000 grams.
Oh
She was
wow.
a monster.
Did you go away, peanut gallery? He's showing me things. He's like, can we name a bell this? And it's showing me like a Dragon Ball Z card.
What?
If you get a bell, the only reason I was able to get a male bell is I had to promise the name of
Sorry,
David Coverdale.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
He wants to name it Azrael after Yu-Gi-Oh or Dragon Ball Z or one of those things. I don't.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't know any of that stuff.
Oh my god. No, I want one. I won't buy one. I have a possibility of hitting one in a clutch, and if I hit one, great. If I don't, I don't. But I love them.
I do find a lot of people like they like them if they kind of show up in clutches. But I
Yeah.
don't find there's a lot of people that like to like breed clutches. Like I've seen a handful here and there, but
Yeah.
most people really like pattern. Where
Yeah.
I know like every year I'll always have an all bell clutch because I just every time I open my bells bins, I'm like, you guys are just so freaking pretty.
It's the big blue eyes.
I love it.
All that.
And
And if I hit one, there's a chance it's hypo. So I'm definitely holding that back. It'll be
it's hard when you have them to like not hold them all back because you fall in love with each and every single one of them for their own special reasons.
I have
You're like, I just want to keep them all.
no, I'll sell mills off, no problem. Bye. Hasta la
I think
vista.
everybody does that.
See ya. Have a good life. Bye. Peace. Goodbye.
I need to get some males. I don't really
to my
have
house.
like the males that I want.
Come to my house. I have lots of males.
I'm hoping that this year I can get a banana clown male. That's what I'm looking for.
White girl clutches. Listen, I can hit one in the past Dave double head hypo clown if I pair that to the mahogany lesser HRA head hypo because I want to make more hypos with those mixtures. See? have a chance at it, but I'm trying to make some visual hypos. Don't you know? I don't think Jay can see the chat. I don't think she has it opened up.
I
elsewhere.
don't know.
No. She doesn't have it opened up elsewhere, so she can't see it. So I'm trying to read the chat. It's what do you because Malcolm said you two are giving me bad ideas. Oh, when we were talking about sneaking it in and saying it's a hatchling that won't sell. You know what? That doesn't work in my house. That doesn't work in my household. Oh wait, John can't ID crap. So that might work. He has a hard time.
Every time I get a clutch with pattern on it, I just have to like get Chris over. I'm like, help me figure this out because I am not good with this at all. Like I just bought my first snake 7 years ago and I just started pairing like 2 years ago. But there's so much out there and there's so many different names and there's so many that are, this is like, it's very similar to this and people are, this is different. Some of this is the same. I'm like, I can't keep up with it all.
Yeah. No, and
Yeah.
I'm still learning. So like sometimes I can't tell. It's mostly like I can't tell stuff when it's a base morph, like just on its own base. Like they all look the same to me.
Like the only thing I'm like kind of really good with is like I know pastel likes to fade the head. Like
Yeah.
I'm starting to figure pastel out. That's about all I got.
Or when
Unless
people
it's
are
like
you see them het pie tracks, and I'm like looking, and I'm like, no.
Chris has said that to me, and I'm like, maybe if I see like more in like 20 years, I might be able to figure that out.
I have stuff that's het pied, and I still looking, and I'm like, no.
Don't know what you definitely have to be in the business for a while to be able to see like some of the things and researching, and I look at pictures a lot and I ask 1,000,001 questions because that's just my personality. I like to know things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't retain the question very well. I might ask the question and then totally ignore the answer. I'm bad for that.
Yeah. Or like you research and do all this stuff and learn as much as you can, and then as soon as you pair the two snakes, everything you learned has gone out the window. Or you forget. Yeah, I've done that. Oh, Malcolm's saying that the snake he bought off of you is doing so well, hasn't missed a meal since he's been here.
Yeah, he's a little monster, that one. I still talk to everybody who's gotten a bell off my clutch, and they're all doing amazing, which I live for. I love hearing that.
Yeah,
I love being in contact and watching all the babies grow too. It's kind of like a really nice feeling to have.
How often does a snake have those tracks and not be het pied, though? I bought a couple adult females and 2 of them have tracks. Considering I cannot even see the tracks, I can't tell you. I'm not even going to pretend to know. I know nothing. Transparency over here. I know nothing, guys. First season, I'm crap. But
so how many pairings are you having?
So far we've paired 3.
3?
Yeah, the Scarlet's Pastel. That could be possibly dual sire. We did the Mystic Crystal to Clown, a few pairings. That's gone well. Space them out.
Yep.
And then we have the Mojave Asphalt to the Ivory. So
that's going to be amazing.
That's going to be, I'm so excited.
Is that the one that you want like the most out of all 3 pairings?
Yeah. I just want to see my first freeway in person. Like, I really do.
And they're like incredible when they're babies. And from what I know, they hold their color pretty well as adults.
Yeah, and I mean, a Mojave Asphalt female would be nice to have, especially with all the stuff I've got.
So hoping to get into some darker ones.
Yeah.
Like GHI and things like that, like Mojave, Mahogany. Yeah. I want everything, and it sucks because I might have to like break up with my fiance and move out.
Yeah, I also do hope the Mystic Crystal and the Clown go. Like that pairing goes, because special het clowns would be so nice.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because I've got this
That would
nice
definitely be awesome.
little dude that's a leopard lesser, het clown male. And could you imagine a leopard crystal clown?
I love leopard. Like
Yeah.
that pattern mixed with
Oh,
like
it is my favorite
anything
thing
is like
looking.
leopard's like incredible.
Yeah, and it does
I
different.
pray that yeah, I pray that my male bell has leopard in. I'm like fingers crossed.
Oh yeah,
Like I want that. I want that in my collection 100%. I love the leopard gene. Every time I see leopard in anything,
yeah.
it's incredible.
You
Like
don't
it's
have leopard?
absolutely incredible. I'm not sure. I'll find out hopefully this year.
I was gonna say Chris could probably hook you up with some leopard. His leopard got around this year or last year.
Yeah, like he's pretty sure from when we blacklighted my bells that my male has leopard in him.
Yeah.
But I'm proving him out this year, and then I'll know for sure if he actually does or not.
Oh, I love
So
leopard, and it does different stuff with in everything. Like it reacts differently in
yeah,
every chain. Like a pastel leopard looks so much different than like a lesser leopard. Like just the patterning. It's
it's
insane.
yeah,
I love it
it's
so
just
much.
it's such an incredible gene to have in your collection. Like I think that it's like that one and Orange Dream. I've become a huge fan of Orange Dream.
Oh, I love
Like
orange
the
dream.
more I see it, the more I see what it does. I'm just like, yep, yep, I want that.
Yeah, I
Yep, I
have.
want that.
I've got it. I have it. It's in my Odie Cine Enchi. It's either fire or vanilla. I'm not sure which one he is, but he's got like a huge ringer on him that's like this big. So I'm assuming like he looks low key low weight pied. So I'm hoping it's fire. We'll find out. We've got a banana fire proven breeder coming, so I'm gonna pop that to that and find out. Maybe. I don't know. I also have a super fire coming, so I can either pop that to it too. Eventually.
Super Virus, I've always liked the way those ones look with those little yellow patches on them.
Mm-hmm.
They're like just cute.
Yeah, I've never seen one in person, so that's the thing is I don't see a lot of things in person until I buy it.
Well, you don't have a lot of snake breeders and everything around you, do you? To be able to like, so everything's pretty much on the internet and what people send you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. I think the closest snake breeder to me is like 3 hours away. So
Oh wow.
yeah. So we're as far out of the Maritimes as you can get without actually being out of the Maritimes.
That sounds like
Literally
boring.
pointing like 20 minutes away from my front door, like 20-25 is Quebec on the other side of town. And then that side of the town, which is closer to me right now, 5 minutes away, we've got Maine. So I'm just in a little sandwich here. So I probably have breeders in Quebec and Maine that are closer to me than anybody. I don't know if anybody breeds ball pythons in Maine.
You start reaching out, Googling.
Yeah, well, I was looking at their exclusion list, and they allow a lot more things. They're one of the strictest states, I guess, for reptiles. And
Quebec?
no, like Maine is one of the
Oh,
strictest
Maine.
in the states, and they allow more stuff than we do. Ooh, Malcolm wants to know what our long-term projects are.
Oh, God.
I don't have any real long-term projects. I just want to shove a bunch of shit into asphalt and yellow bellies and then smash them together.
See, that is a long-term project.
Actually, one of my long-term ones I want to do. I need to get a lot of the pieces for it still, so it's way far off. There's two of them. I want to do like a clown lightning pied because I think that would look sickening.
Ooh, that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. But I want to add in another codom into there, something to kind of like enhance the darks. So I don't know yet. Maybe some black pastel, maybe some blackhead, not sure yet. Enchi, maybe. But I think that would look sick. And I want to do now this one will be fun. I want to do ultramel DG Super Asphalt.
That would be like crazy looking.
You gotta see it from space.
I don't really know. Like, I'm just kind of so finding where I want to go with my projects that it's hard to like know exactly. Like, I just started getting my feet wet in like an area where I want to go.
Yeah.
Definitely, obviously, Clown and Pied because they're just amazing.
Yeah.
I've definitely been following like a lot of lavender, like lavender albino stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it catches my eye on everything. I love the vibrant oranges and yellows, like
Yeah.
lavender cinnamons, like that orange that they come with. Like, I've definitely seemed to be wanting to go down like the dreamsicle
Mm-hmm.
kind of avenue, but
Yeah.
adding like darker colors to get more oranges. Like, I really would love to have like a tangerine orange snake.
Yeah.
I think
Something
that would
like
be amazing. I love color.
Oh yeah, I like
And
pattern.
I still love my white snakes, but I still love color.
Yeah, I love that pattern. John wants to do lavender albino MJ xanthic pieds.
You just can't go wrong with pies. Like, pies are, and even if you get like the low white pies, they're still amazing. I'm kind of like a 50
Depends.
50. I still like white pied,
Yeah.
but I still love pattern at the same time. So I think a 50-50 would be nice.
Yeah. And of course John wants the mahogany and super banana everything.
I haven't really like touched the mahogany, but I'm definitely agreeing with him on banana. I do love banana. I knew you weren't going to enjoy that coming out of me.
Yeah.
But I do. I've definitely very much loved banana. I can say like the scarecrow ball python is definitely an area that I'm very much heading to. That's why I want to get a male banana clown this year. And hopefully I can prove out, get some leopard and some spot nose, and that'll definitely be a couple of years before I can like get all the ingredients, but it's definitely like an avenue that I'm going down for sure.
Yeah, and not being rude, I just got told to go check something. What did you send me? Why can't I find it? Oh, okay. Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. I gotcha. He was just showing me something. Annoying me. As he likes to do when he's got lots of snakes, you know. I was trying to convince him the other day. There was this beautiful blackhead pastel lavender, 1,400 gram female, and I'm like, I can't buy it. Can you? And he's like, I cannot either. And I'm like, well, god damn it, I want a baby from that. Like, get with the program. Get with the program.
I think I've seen that one. It's a really nice.
I think I
snake.
shared it. And I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I can't afford that at all. Like, can't. Honestly, if it wasn't for Chris, as much as I razz on him and give him a hard time, I wouldn't have half the shit I have.
I wouldn't be into breeding snakes at all.
He's an enabler. So he just does that to enable.
He's just always just ask for forgiveness afterwards. Like, it's easy that way. Don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. I'm like, yeah.
See, yeah, that's the thing, is I don't have to worry about it because like he breeds, or he's that way. He breeds. So I really don't have to worry about, like, I don't. And I'm more of the genetics whiz than John is. So like I know his projects, what he wants to do. So the rules is he's got to do what I say. Because I'm better with the genetics part than he is. He's more into the, I like the pretty genes, I like the animals. Meanwhile, I'm like Albert Einstein in the back doing like the formulas. You know.
That sounds like a pretty good pairing though. Mine will like hold the camera for me when I'm trying to pull the eggs apart for the first time and like stressing.
I mean,
that's about all I get.
we have some cute hatchlings. Like it is a good pairing. I've got some bells. There's one that popped out, and I don't know. She might be a mutation. Like just dark skinned and dark hair. Don't know where that came from. But talking about my children.
I like other people's kids. I've never wanted my own. I like sleep.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time right now because the baby's the last one, and like she just started taking steps,
That's always like so much fun.
and she's
I
like
love that age because that's when their personalities really start shining through. Like to
she's
me, I'm
11
like,
months today, like, and she's
oh,
taken like 5 or 6 steps. Oh,
oh, so that's awesome though. I became a grandmother, and I don't even have kids.
crap! Hold on a second. Something's glitching here. I don't know what's going on. Oh crap! Oh man!
Oh, he had to.
What's up?
Hey.
Oh,
Why-
just talking about you. I guess this is
Yeah,
the
you guys were talking shit this whole time. I had to jump in.
We're just rubbing your ego for you.
Well, I can't
That's why he's so bald because his head keeps inflating.
do it myself. I need other people to do it for me.
Yeah, his head keeps inflating, and it just like makes the hair come out.
I wish I had hair. God damn.
Who's got lots of
That's a
hair?
sore spot.
Who's got lots of hair? John. He needs a haircut.
Can't do it. It's COVID. You're not allowed to.
I mean, I've got clippers, but I can't promise anything.
That could always be an interesting evening for sure. Just like,
Oh my god! So since we have you both here, let's talk about the split clutches you guys got going on this
Sure.
year.
So
there's a
Jay,
few.
Jay has two of my females. Basically, I didn't have use for one of them this year that I could not.
This
The
was
word
before
arrogant-
the leopard DG came, right? Now you're like crap.
So basically, I had a couple females that I didn't have any use for. We needed some space, and one of those two had a bit of a, I don't know, a personal connection, I guess.
Yeah.
They were one of the two that I kept when I got out of the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
She gave me her first clutch in 2019, so she's ready to go. And I had ultrasounded her, and she had the tiniest little follicles, like she was months and months off. But I had nothing to do with her, so I was considering selling her. And Jay mentioned that she really wanted this year to prove out her one male that she made her whole bell clutch with last year. And I was actually the one that got her that male because she was just looking at I think it was a super lesser or maybe like a Mojave lesser. I can't remember. Do you remember,
I
Jay?
think it was a Mojave Lesser.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, instead of spending $300 or $400 or whatever it is on this Mojave Lesser, why didn't you let me spend $460 on this or whatever it was? I don't even know what he is. Super Lesser, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Super Lesser, Spider, a whole bunch of stuff.
whatever Jay said earlier, essentially.
Yeah.
Is that the one you guys black lighted?
Yes. That's the clutch.
That's not the one that I blacklighted on my Instagram.
Oh, okay.
So what I blacklighted is actually one of the babies I got from Jay. So the whole deal was I was gonna pick up the very little extra cost to get the bell that I had hooked her up with because basically I was just saying, hey, listen, this is a much better gamble. You're my friend. I'm more than willing to help you out. Take this snake just in case, because if it proves out, even 2 out of the 5,
Yep.
you're laughing. And I just said, basically, hook me up with a baby when you make some fucking snakes. And at the time, I did not expect Jay to go this deep. Yeah, she got her first clutch of bells. I went over her place and I cut them for her. And you know what? It worked out fantastically.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. It worked out about 95% great. And then poor Jay in her first clutch had to deal with the twisted umbilicus.
Oh.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was super impressed. All I did was link her to Billy's video
And not someone else's.
to deal with it. And no, but this is the thing. This
Yep.
is her first clutch ever. She had 7 eggs. Her
Mhm.
first fucking clutch ever. She deals with the twisted umbilicus. Fucking handles it like a champ. No problems. Babies are all great. I deal with my first twisted umbilicus this year.
Uh-huh.
And I end up with the Motley Yellbilly clown who fucking knots the fucking umbilicus and I have to fucking amputate.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So yeah, it was an interesting year.
So Jay surprised Chris with a 2 deep drill doing. Oh, that was good. Oh God.
Who was that?
Morphic Exotic said Jay surprises.
I'm gonna go block them on things.
Kick them out of the Discord.
No, I don't care.
Yeah,
So-
that's not gonna be me. If I got a twisted umbilicus, I'm gonna be like hyperventilating and being like, Chris.
No, so funny enough, Jay dealt with hers, dealt with it great.
Yeah.
Then I dealt with mine, and we had some complications. And then right after that, fucking our DG clutch had another one. So it was like everything was waiting for Jay to deal with hers first. And I don't know if you remember this, but when I cut the egg, I was like, I even told her, I was like, hey, keep an eye on it. It looks a little weird. I think it might have a twisted umbilicus, but it might be okay. Just don't touch it yet. And it ended up having a twisted umbilicus.
Oh dear God.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not fun by any means, but it's definitely something anybody can deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anything goes to show that, Jay did it on her first clutch without a single snake out of the egg. So she had never hatched a single animal
Oh wow.
and handled it like a champ. So
You didn't see me actually handling it. I was just like stressing out, crying. I'm like, oh God.
yeah.
Oh, see, that would be me.
You don't have to tell everybody that part.
See, that would be me before I start going like midwife on the ass, being like, I need
But
to try this off. Like,
it's a lot easier to deal. Like, it seems like a much more intimidating and terrifying task to deal with
yeah.
until
It
you deal
definitely
with
does.
it. And realistically, when you deal with it, all it is you gotta pull a slimy little half a snake out of an egg,
And
move
whoop.
some shit around, and then leave it
And-
alone. It's
I mean,
really-
we said whoop, not whoops. Just so everybody's aware.
It definitely is a lot easier than like you think. Like just by watching videos, you're stressed looking at it once, and you get to touch your baby before you're supposed to.
Yeah.
you
It's
also
a pretty cool
do
experience.
anything that might fuck up your babies, right? Like
Yeah.
you have baby snakes that have made it this far, and you're like, fuck, if I do one thing wrong, this animal that should live is going to die, and it's my fault.
Jesus, I was researching like which is the best way to cut eggs. Like that's how nervous I am.
And that's totally fair, and it's
Yeah.
a fair
You know, make them to time to start pipping, and then you're like, Jesus, and then kill a snake. Fuck.
and it unfortunately happens. But you deal with things like the Motley Yellow Belly Het clown that I had, which is right after Jay's issue. And it had a twisted umbilicus, and the cord was wrapped right around near the tail. So I just, moved it along, pushed the tail out, and it resulted in a knotted umbilicus.
Yeah.
Which caused a whole lot more problems than just normal twisted umbilicus.
I wish you had videoed that. I really wish you had of.
I was so stressed out. I didn't even know if I want to take a picture.
Not even necessarily for like, your just to have like for educational purposes. That would have been like so cool to have. Like not entertainment.
What I will say is if you ever have to deal with it,
yeah,
move the umbilicus towards the closest end. So what I mean by that is if the twisted umbilicus is close to the head, try and get it over the head. Even though it has the weird shaped head in it, it's going to be a little bit harder for you.
Mm-hmm.
Go that way. If it's near the tail, move it that way. When I dealt with the snake that I'm talking about, it was about halfway down.
Yeah.
And I should have taken the time to check which way it was twisted. Instead, I just sort of let the snake move in the egg while I was fucking with it and went with that because I figured it'd be the easiest.
Mm-hmm.
It was not the easiest.
That was the one that knotted it themselves, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, at least she tied it off for you.
But it didn't. If I would have left it, she would have died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like one of like the lesser of which evil you want to go, right?
Yeah. If you can move it.
But regardless of that, that is not common. Jay dealt with something most people don't deal with for a few years in breeding. In her first clutch, and not only should she deal with it, dealt with it properly, and ended up with 7 gorgeous fucking bells out of the clutch. I think, so, right?
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
So
yeah, they were amazing. It was such a great feeling too. Like I had him come over because I wasn't sure about cutting the eggs. Like I've watched videos and all that stuff, and I'm like, I like seeing it actually happen. So he came over, he cut them all, and I was just like, another white snake, another white snake. It was super octave. I probably hurt his ears, but it's such a thrilling experience to have your first clutch and watch them get cut, and then all the stages. Like I cannot wait to have eggs again. Like it's just so thrilling.
So we had a joint pairing, and Jay briefly touched on it earlier, and after this I'll bail so you guys can get back to it. I apologize. But the banana pin that Jay hatched recently, the pairing was a banana butter pinstripe pastel male to a cinnamon lesser or butter, I can't remember.
Lesser pastel. Yeah.
So we had possibly 7 gene combo animals coming. And the poor thing slugged out except for 1 egg.
2. She had 2, but 1 didn't make it. She had 2 slugs. I was so upset.
Oh can you even get 7 genes into a ball python?
You sure can if you try really to guess.
But
not that I would want to try because Jesus goddamn that'd be hard to freaking ID.
At this point, the only reason I'm even still doing joint pairings with Jay instead of just selling her the animal is because I'm still praying just to hit a fucking banana female out of something.
all he wants is banana female. If we get a banana female, it's Chris's. It's what he wants.
But it is what it is. You know what? Fuck it. At this point, I'm going to leave you guys to it. And yeah, you guys both keep doing what you're doing. You're both fucking killing it.
Well, I mean, I'm not doing anything yet.
This way.
You'll get there, trust me.
Shut the fuck up. No, legit, you'll get there.
Smash my broken finger.
Do you have any idea how many times Jay was like, I think this is it? And I was like, just wait.
No.
Like,
No.
Like, if this is it. And I was like, just hold on. Patience. Calm down.
Yeah,
And then a couple clutches in and
Oh, man.
but
Yeah.
Kathleen, thanks for sending me the link. I appreciate that.
I mean, I was going to drop the link soon anyways, because I always do the thing where, hey, anybody got questions, come pop on screen. So you just got it ahead of time.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you guys a question each, and I'm going to leave so you can answer it after I'm gone. But in the next 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
5, I already asked this question, but this is a advanced form of the question. The next 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
everything works out the way you want it to.
Uh-huh.
What would you like to have in your collection?
Like what we produced ourselves or what we're buying?
Whatever you want, it's up to you. But I'm gonna bail before you answer, so you guys can get back to it.
Okay, let me
So,
check,
guys, keep up.
check my notebook.
I forgot mine at work. I'm super upset.
Sticker on it and everything. Coming soon, guys. Melusine Exotics. Hollow stickers.
Yeah, you definitely have to send me one of those so I can put it on my.
Yeah, I got magnets coming. Oh, in the next 5 years.
I actually just got my magnets in. I really like them. They're really nice, actually.
Yeah, mine should be here tomorrow. Next 5 years. God.
I'm definitely gonna stick with the scarecrow. And there's a lavender one that I think it's Justin produced. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but it's definitely the scarecrow, I'd say. Since I don't have any clown in my collection just yet, I only have a het clown. The scarecrow would be where I want to end up.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much I want to do.
Right? It's so hard to pick one when there's just so many amazing things out there.
I just kind of want to hit a super asphalt of any sort. I'm working towards that. I've got an asphalt female growing out. She probably could have been ready this year if she wasn't see you next Tuesday, and went like 5 months without eating when I first got her. So it wasn't actually that. April, May, June, July. It's 4, but yeah, she's growing like a weed though now. Jesus, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Super asphalt. I mean, I love the patterning on super asphalts.
I have never really paid much attention to the asphalt until I heard you mention it and I looked it up and I'm like, yeah, I can see definitely why that is something you'd want. Like they're gorgeous and it actually got me kind of like scrolling a little bit more through the pictures. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, I gotta put this away because I only can have a certain amount of snakes.
I will say though, and it's not to float anybody's boat, because I have a Mojave asphalt male and then I have a single gene asphalt female, and they're both from 2 different people. And I will say, if you're going to go get an asphalt to start asphalt into your limes, dear God, get it from Billy, because the quality
he has his highway collections incredible.
Quality of that single gene asphalt, like, oh my God, I can't even talk tonight. Asphalt is so much prettier than my Mojave asphalt. Like, he's kind of like, yeah. So what 5 years for you? 5-year plans?
Definitely. Yeah. I would love like my dreamsicle, and it's that scarecrow. Like I've stared at that picture a million and one times over. There was another one in the lavender that it was the direction I wanted to go, and I can't think of the bloody name. And my book I left at work because I rushed out the door because I had to have my dog had surgery today, so I had my book at work for some unknown reason.
Yeah.
I should be working at work, but I tend to look at snakes a lot. YouTube.
Yeah. I look. It's so funny though, because like all we talk about at home is snakes. Like it's snakes or the kids. Like that's our lives. Like we talk about snakes and the kids and how poor we are. But yeah, snakes and kids. It's just like we'd be sitting there and just talking. Like, oh, I love it. The biology. Like just the genetics. I can sit there and draw Punnett squares all day. And you learn something new. I did not know you could stack 7 genes into ball python. I thought there was a cutoff for some reason at 6. Didn't know that. I mean,
I think that's why they have. It's because most people, I think, don't use like the full name. They always have like these 3 morphs create this name. So there's probably like ones that have like 6 or 7.
That's another thing I wanted.
Wow.
Speaking of leopard freeway clowns, that's one thing I know he's hit them a bunch, but there's something I want to hit, and it's just because it's the snake that made me want to breed. I was actually mentioning this to him earlier today, and that would be the pastel phantom leopard freeway that Billy hit. That was that snake that I looked at, and I'm like, God damn it, I gotta breed. Like I know he could probably produce that. Like, I mean, when I say a bunch, he could sit there and produce it like easily. He can produce it no problem if he wanted to. Like, it's gonna take me some time. So it's in my goals list of things to do. I also want to do my own spin on stuff like the DG hypo super asphalt because I think that'd be insane.
I think that's where like I always tend to go is I find like a certain snake that I like from a breeder, and then I'm like, ooh, but what if you add this?
I do that.
You start going with like all the other things. Try to find that one.
I'll be on Instagram.
Malcolm.
I'll be like, that is a beautiful combination, but could you imagine if you did this?
Right? That's exactly it. Is you can just keep adding your more.
Like my head is like 20 years ahead of my collection of what I want to do.
I think that's everybody who breeds.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Tyler's got a pastel leopard, yellow belly clown, 1,000 grams.
Ooh.
God damn it.
I love yellow belly.
Did you see that black pastel pinstripe asphalt he has and then the clutch that resulted from that pairing?
Is that the one that he just started pipping? I didn't see the parents, but I saw. Hold on. Gabriel, lie down. My dog decided to just join me.
Oh my God. See, I'm at that point that I love freeways and super asphalts. So I have enough of everything, of yellow belly and asphalts, that I can just be like, I'll take the risk, because if I get a freeway, cool. If I get a super asphalt, awesome. Don't care.
Super asphalts are incredible. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing until I heard you talking about it, and then I looked it up. I'm like,
my plan is,
I can see that.
My plan is to use, instead of using yellow belly, because I have it now, is to use asphalt instead of yellow belly. So that way, if I ever am breeding like yellow belly to yellow belly, it's actually asphalt, and I don't have to worry about a white snake that's hiding stuff.
Yeah.
Those Kinder egg.
That's the only thing that sucks about the white snakes is the hidden stuff. Like,
I call them Kinder egg snakes.
Like, I'm super excited to hopefully that the 2 females that I got from Chris gave me babies. So I can know what my male bell is. Like, I'm just so curious on what he is.
Starburst. Leo and Sheila.
Yeah. I was looking for the picture. Malcolm messaged me saying it was a starburst. I'm like, yes. Like, the color on this thing was insane.
I see that starburst and I'm almost like, what would you, like, I know Enchi's in there, but like if you added blackhead, like what would happen?
That's the one thing I like about the oranges too, is like when I always seem to go for like, what if you add a darker gene to that? Like darken it up a little bit.
I'd
Yeah.
like, well, one thing John wants to get into our lavender stuff is mahogany. See if
You just
that'll
want to
bring.
add mahogany to everything.
Well, yeah, but also I kind of understand that because mahogany's kind of like reddish, you know.
Yeah.
See if that'll. He also wants to suma it, and I'm just like, that's kind of like a waste of time. But whatever. He wants to. What is it? You were saying suma G stripes because he's wondering if the G stripe will bring back like some of the dorsal pattern, and then you can see that red stripe. I don't know. He can go do what he wants. He can have fun.
Malcolm just sent me the picture of the starburst. I'm like, yes, that is it.
It's gorgeous. I've seen it.
It's the color on that thing, like my jaw hit the floor, and it was just like when I saw the scarecrow, I'm like, when I saw those two, I'm like, that's where I finally started making up my mind on which snakes I was going to purchase and produce, where that was the path I definitely wanted to go.
Yeah, I actually want to do a banana pairing. Don't judge me. I would need to find I gotta find a leopard clown female because I want to put that to John's banana mahogany spot nose HRA.
That sounds amazing.
So
like you hit my heart in the sweet spot.
I just took your scarecrow and upped it.
Yeah.
Actually, mahogany, I don't mind in banana. It's actually, but he's also little right now and he doesn't have freckles. So
I love the freckles. I had a banana that I hate using the word rescued, but when I got him, he was so underweight and he was covered in mites. And I literally just got him to get him like healthy. And then I'm
agreeing with that comment. I'm just not saying it out loud.
He had this like really amazing spot right on the end of his nose.
Yeah.
And I love the freckles on bananas, even though like most of the stuff I want to do doesn't have the spots.
Mm-hmm.
But they really don't age the way people would like them to age, but they're gorgeous when they hatch.
Yeah.
The purples that you can add to them.
I don't mind the banana mahogany right now, but he's also got some really cool paradoxing. Like he's got some like brown that just is there.
I love paradox.
It's so odd. If he wasn't in shed, I'd tell John to go grab him. If my finger also wasn't dead.
They're always in shed when you don't want them to be in shed.
We've got 20 some odd snakes. It's guaranteed someone's in shed at all times. Like they don't stop, and it's always the one you're like, oh, we're talking about this today. Hey, you want to go grab it? Meanwhile, it's half naked. Like
I'm actually surprised. I don't think any of mine are in shed. Like my female belle just shed out. She's looking like she's getting her glow. So
what's your least favorite recessive?
I don't know if I have one.
So you're at an expo and all the recessives are there. And someone says you can have all but one and they're $100 each. But if you don't put one back, you're paying full price. Which one are you putting back?
That's such a tricky question.
I've since changed my answer, but as I learned a bit more recessives. But no, yeah, all the recessives in the world, you can have them except for one. You can have them all for $100.
This is where I need my book of my list of things to even like remember what half of them are.
Yeah, I'm putting back caramel.
I don't even know what that one is. I've heard of it, but I've never actually looked it up, so I'll take that one.
It's one of those ones that are just like, have you seen a female on eggs or something like that? And I'm just like, not into that.
I think that's everybody's go-to with a recessive or a gene that they like is just wait till you see it on eggs. I'm like, they all look amazing on eggs. because there's eggs.
Chris, regular
You know,
albino.
I was actually thinking that one because I love the lavender over albino. But I have my pied female that I have is actually het albino.
I mean, I could also put monarch back. That wouldn't bother me in the slightest. Oh God, I'm getting
That's a new one. I actually think it was Corey was talking about. I think it was Corey.
Everybody's in this big thing. It's Ultramel versus Monarch, and I'm like, they look different, but you know, we actually fight about it in our household because I want Ultramel and John wants Monarch, and I'm like, you're stupid. We're getting Ultramel. And he goes, Ultramel is too expensive, and I'm like, and you don't think Monarch is?
I've only seen a couple Ultramel ever. Like it's not something that's very popular, or unless people just don't get rid of it.
I'm not a fan of Monarch. Oh, I'm getting kicked from the Discord again. Whatever. I'm just not a fan of it. I will take Ultramel any day, hands down. But I'm not a fan of Monarch. I don't like how it ages. That's just my opinion.
You're fired. Apparently you're fired.
Whatever. He already came on screen and said nice things, so whatever. There's not one you don't like at all?
Well, I just got a picture of a caramel, and it is kind of like, it just looks like a caramel normal.
Yeah.
But if I actually had to pick, I'd agree with Chris on that. Like albino, I was never a fan of.
The chat can correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's something that goes on with like the caramel females, like they can't lay or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. There's some issue. I can't remember if it's caramel or not. I just don't like it anyways. But I mean, bonus. Cody, I'll get Chris to love albino. Just you wait. You'll get it like albino if you like paint the white lavender. That's how you'll do that.
It's like it's such a subtle difference, but it's such an important difference. Like, lavender is just.
So I never seen lavender.
Nicer.
I never seen lavender before until I got mine. Like in person.
Like, the way I always describe my lavender albinos is like they're kind of like this holographic coloring to them. Like it almost doesn't even look like it's real.
Well,
especially when they first shed, it's just jaw dropping.
I kind of want to see lavender too on its own without anything in it because I've only seen pastel lavs. Because that's what I got. I mean, they're beautiful. I love them. They're absolutely stunning.
You just want to see it on its own?
Yeah, I want to see it on its own. I think seeing everything on its own will help me learn how to ID because like spot nose is another one. I cannot fucking spot that at all.
I love spot nose. That's the one I've been looking at the most, and the best way is the head stamp on spot nose. Like, yeah, it kind of almost looks like, I always kind of compare it to like, it's kind of like clown with like the fading on it, but I've definitely gotten like a love for spot nose.
But I have, the only thing I've ever had with spot nose and seen in person is my banana mahogany spot nose HRA 50% het lab. So I mean, like, how it's the hell? Yeah, it's mixed in. So we'll see. We'll see. I want to get clown into that. I want to get leopard and clown into that sucker.
Definitely, and I'm wicked jealous.
Yeah.
Like the only one to even like begin is like my het clown female that I have, who I don't even know what I'm going to pair her to. I'm probably going to just leave that one up to Chris because he's way better at that stuff than I am.
Next year he'll get bred though. He's getting bred to a banana fire next year. Just so you're aware. So cool. Just so you're aware.
I think next year is going to be like my bigger year for pairing because all the girls that I have, like 3 of my females, will definitely be up to size. I wouldn't put it past my het clown female. I have the sisters here. One's Chris's and the one's mine, and they're already at 600 grams. I wouldn't put it past them to be breeding size next season. The way
Oh,
they
yeah.
eat, like they're tanks.
I keep saying this year is just for funsies and learning and getting those visual cues and feeling and watching because we have proven breeders this year. So it's a lot of like watching them do their thing and getting a
Yeah.
feel for it. If we get eggs, fan-fucking-tastic. But if we don't, then I spent this year learning how to pair, watching for the signs, all that stuff. This year's for learning and for funsies. But
That
again,
was my last year, like the summer. It was a learning and asking a million questions. The glow that everyone keeps talking about, I don't see that.
so I didn't think
I
I
haven't
seen
been
it.
able to see it.
The glow. So I seen it in one. However, it went differently. So my mystic crystal's usually pretty light colored, right? She went like almost black when she was ready to start pairing. Like she went dark. It was so odd. Like, and you can just feel the toonie sized follicles in her. I'm like, I thought they're
Well,
supposed
even
to.
with like my ovulation, like my Leslie, my cinnamon lesser pastel. Like I kept thinking she was looking more swollen, looking more swollen. I took a picture and I sent it to Chris, and like in all caps, he
Yeah.
sends back because I'm like, I just don't see anything, and he's like, that's it. I'm like, what? He's like, that's it, Jay. Like that's it. That's an ovulation. I was like, oh,
Huh?
I'm not good at this, am I?
No, I'm still, I do the same with him. I'm like, are these guys locked? Like in the beginning, he's like, he's like, they're like about to lock and you just barged in and interrupted. And I'm like, oh,
You
okay.
cock blocked the
And now that
snake.
I've seen it, now I'm like, okay, yeah, no, yeah, there we go there, babe. Bye. Yep.
Yeah, with my Belle, when I only reason I knew she was ovulating is I went to clean her like spot cleaner bin and I picked her up. And when I picked her up, you just saw it was like straight and she hadn't eaten about a month. And then there was all of a sudden like this big bulge where it looked like she ate a rat. And I was like, I took a picture quick, put her down, I sent it. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. And she
Yeah.
was out of the three snakes, she was the last one I started pairing, and she was
Yeah.
the first one to give me eggs.
Yeah. I'm waiting because we've got one girl and it's my daughter's pastel and like you can feel like golf ball in her. I had to move her to clean her because her bin needed cleaning. And like we're holding her and you can see them like
Oh, nice. The
the golf
bulging.
the like they weren't massive, like they were like golf ball size, but you could see
Yeah.
it. And I'm like, I'm hoping that's a good sign. I'm
Well, that's my
praying.
big cinnamon girl. Like she's literally making me like bang my head against the wall. Like I've been pairing her. November 24th of 2018 was the very first time I put the banana male in with her. And I
Yeah.
still have nothing. And she started eating like a fiend. And she was over 4,500 grams the last time I weighed her. Like she was massive.
Yeah.
Like she's a tank. And then she stopped eating, but she doesn't look swollen. But I'm like, she's such a big snake that I'm not sure. So I think she might have had her pre-lay shed, which I'm hoping it is because I'm hoping she gives me eggs soon because her bin is driving me nuts.
Yeah.
I just want to clean it, but I'm terrified to touch her at the same time.
Yeah.
And she's giving me mixed signals. Like most of my females, as soon as they gave the pre-laid shed, well, the two, they went right over to their hot and they pushed all the bedding out of the way. She's like sometimes on the hot, sometimes on the cold, but her bin is definitely not big enough for her.
Sometimes tightly coiled, sometimes stretched all out. Like,
Yeah, like
make
it's,
mine.
and you can't see an ovulation on her because she's
Yeah.
huge. It's hard to feel any follicles because she's just so big.
Yeah.
Like I just kind of look at her. I'm like, you're lucky, I think. And she's just a single gene cinnamon.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. She's got great temperament. I call her like my party favor because people are like, oh, you have snakes. I always bring her out because she's the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, holy shit. I'm like, well, she's quite large for a ball python. I'm like, normally they're not like this big. Like, they know that happens for sure, but she's definitely on the larger side. But now I'm just like, nobody touch her, nobody even look at her. Like,
we have a
leave her in a
couple.
corner.
We have a couple party favor ones. I call them like the good temperament ones. That if people are like, "You have snakes," and I'm like, "Yeah, but this one's so sweet." They have like 2 of those.
My white one's the one that most people really like because they think she looks sweet. I'm like, they all have the same expression. Like, they don't smile or growl.
I think the same thing with my ivory. Everyone's obsessed with her.
I have my one aunt won't even come to my house because I have snakes. I'm like, you do realize they don't roam my house.
Yeah.
They're kept in a room by themselves.
Oh, we can't even like share things on Facebook, like, because people freak. Like, he's got John. When I say he's got family members that are like who have phobias of snakes. And I'm like,
I would say to him, like, you just need them. Like, ball pythons are just like, it took me 7 years to get bit. 7 years, that's a long time. And like, I was never scared of them. I was definitely very misunderstood. They just kind of made me nervous.
Yeah.
But once, like, my niece has been holding my snakes since she was 2 years old.
Hmm.
She just knew, like, don't go near their face. You know, you can just like pet them if you like. And she thinks they're great. She loves coming over here and just opening their bins. And she loves my Belle. She thinks she's the prettiest. So I always take my Belle out and let her handle my Belle. My dad won't touch them. My mom does, which I always find weird. The women in my family seem to be more animal friendly than the men.
So I'm just doing something here. Let's see if it'll let me pin it. I just dropped a link into the thing. If anybody has any questions, pop on in. One thing I was going to ask, have you thought about expanding on social media, starting to do like Instagram lives or a YouTube channel or any of that stuff? Because I know this is like your first thing. Oh, did you freeze?
Sure.
Everybody freezes in funny positions on my show. It's great.
Oh, great.
You kind of looked like, the fuck you asking me?
I'm probably never going to do lives. I've never been a person who enjoys being in front of the camera and things like that. If you want me to hold a snake and see my hands, I'm good.
But I mean, you can do cuttings like that live.
I guess I could do like, I'd probably do little things like that, mainly just with Instagram, like kind of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I kudos to you because I'm not that good with stuff like this.
I like having conversations. You're doing very well. That's why I'm asking.
Thank you. I'm good with just kind of like my Instagram. I like talking to people like the Discord as much as I try and get in there. Sometimes I'm completely lost on what you guys are talking about.
Listen, I'm in like 12 of them.
Oh I'm in one and I can't even keep up.
And I admin in a couple of them, and I don't even know what what's going on in app. I'm like snake. Like, yeah.
It's definitely a community that I very much enjoy. I find people are always like super friendly. That's the one thing I love the most is like everybody's so nice. Like with meeting Chris a couple years back, I was just getting wrong information on a Facebook group that I was in. And he just jumped in. He's like, don't listen to that tool. He's being an idiot. And we just hit it off and then found out we actually lived close to each other. We just had a connection and we just started chit-chatting and found like our love for snakes.
Yeah. He became your
and
snake
he just kind of he's my snake dealer. He had like a mentor and it was just, and then just meeting so many other people.
Mm-hmm.
And it is like nice to finally meet, like, because it is definitely very male dominated, which I really have no issue with, but it is nice seeing women in it as well.
Yeah.
Like me, like there's not many women who, like, a lot of couples do it. which I think is amazing. But there's definitely like when I saw Corey on your one
Yeah.
live that you had done, it was nice. Like she's married, but her husband really doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
It's nice knowing that that's out there too.
Or usually what'll happen, like it's a couple and it's the woman behind the camera doing everything and it's the man in the front. Where like
Yeah.
John and I are the reverse. It's John in the back
Yeah.
doing everything, playing zookeeper. I mean, obviously I help with that stuff too, but like it's me doing like networking and doing the genetic stuff and buying the snakes because John's grounded and he's not allowed to. And yeah,
Grounded.
I know
Well,
you've
even
been
seeing like couples like Sierra and Chris, where she's not really into the snake thing, but she's super supportive,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like she still goes on the lives or anything, and she's an absolute sweetheart. She's been here a bunch of times.
Yeah.
She is like they're like a wonderful couple. I actually adore seeing them together. But
Oh,
even
she's-
like that dynamic, like it's nice seeing all like the different interactions with everybody. I find with a lot of other groups, you don't really get that kind of like friendliness. Where I
stay
find
away.
people in the snake community are very, very open and caring, and they just really want to help.
I
And I just
away.
ignore the idiots.
Oh yeah, I stay away from the Facebook groups. Like,
I
and the
kind of
bigger,
just go on them to look at your pretty snakes, but then yeah, the Facebook groups, it's I want your help, but yet don't give me any information because you're wrong. I can't do all that kind of stuff.
yeah. I just stay away from Facebook groups. That's what I do.
It is amusing to read some of the comments, though. You do have to say.
Oh, well, I mean, okay. Sometimes if like I'm feeling bad about my life and I need to pick me up, I'll just go into a comment group and look at a post and just scroll through the comments because why not? It's like a train wreck. You can't help but watch it. No, it's not like a train wreck. It's like those true crime stories that you know it's terrible because it actually happened, but you can't help but be fascinated by it.
Exactly. I've never understood why. Maybe it's just because like I made so many errors with my snakes. My snake when I first got her, I felt terrible. And as soon as I had somebody who actually knew what they were talking about and actually willing to put the energy into helping me,
Yeah.
why you wouldn't listen.
Absolutely. That's what I'm doing. That's why we're
And it's
reading
like,
every.
and I've listened to everything that was told, and my snakes like very rarely ever miss meals.
Yeah.
It's not as common as like everybody's like, oh, it's completely normal. I'm like, it really actually isn't that normal.
Yeah.
Like it happens definitely, but using the word normal, like it's not normal for your female ball python to go off food for 6 months. There's something wrong, and you just need to figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
And you just
go from there. I know I've got one that's hitting, like I said, that wall, and
the 1,000-gram wall.
she's gonna be that one that does go off food for like 6 months just to spite me. And I'm like, you are fine. Everything is fine. I know, like you're good. You're
My
just
go-to thing when my female stops eating is I always downsize the bin. That's like my go-to move. And usually, which I'm staring at her bin right now because she's a pain in my arse, my lavender albino female, she's I think 900 grams.
Yeah.
And if she's kept in a 6-quart bin, which is way too freaking small for her, she'll eat everything that comes to her. But when you upsize her bin, which she has to be in because you don't fit in a 6-quart, you're a monster, you're not a baby anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'll eat every 10 days.
Mine's just being a ball python.
The thing is, you have a collection of what, 20, and you have like one that's being really finicky.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Where it's you find a lot of people, and they're new people, and I don't want to knock them because everybody learns. I know I made my fair share, but it's just listen.
Like sometimes you'll have like one that's like there's always one that's not eating for some reason, and then they're like then you have 1 week everybody eats and like you're like woohoo, and that happens for like
Oh,
3
and it's
weeks.
the best feeling ever too. Like I had
Then
that.
it's like I'm not gonna eat this week, and I'm like
That was my Monday. I had all 7 of my snakes eat that were supposed to. I was like high fiving myself because my fiance won't high five. I'm like, that's a high five moment, babe. I know it isn't to you, but it is to me.
Oh, and we have different feeding schedules for each snake based off of like I know like I've got one that'll only eat every 14 days, one that'll only eat every 10 days, one that'll eat smaller meals but wants to do it weekly. Like I'm like, all right, I'll
You
just
can't see it, but I have a calendar in my corner here. And I actually, as you can tell, I'm a receptionist because like things are color coded. I'm like, when they eat, they're highlighted in green because I write their names down. Because, like I say, I have different snakes on different feeding schedules. Because, like, I know this one will only eat every 10 days. One will eat every 2 days if I let it. I don't, obviously, but like I have some of my babies, I usually put them on a 5-day feeding schedule. And then, most of mine are every 7, most. But then if they miss, it's easier just to write it down on a calendar.
It's mostly
I've tried those phone apps. I didn't like them.
Yeah, it's mostly my males that do 10 to 14 days. Yeah. Sitting there going through. I have a small enough collection I can sit there and go ding, 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 ding.
Right?
Yeah, do. Well, right now it's not. There's one that'll eat it every day if I let him, but that's the clown because he's a big stud, apparently. But yeah, everybody's pretty much.
That's my 2 because I have 3 males. My 2.
Bad. I am not that bad. I asked when someone shed and Jay's like 17 days ago at 5:17 p.m. I am not that bad at all. I'm just like, oh,
I actually am, and it's terrible because he does ask that, and I'm like, I'm that accurate, but it's my job. Like I'm so used, like that's just what I do. Like I have to know times and dates, and I schedule the shit out of everything. I'm terrible.
I'm
but it's written on my calendar.
I don't even. Is it normal to mark sheds? Because I don't. I never track.
Only when I do that when they're breeding.
Yeah.
Especially like when they're breeding, because I need to know, like I count the days and I write on the calendar when my breeding female sheds, so I kind of have like an idea. Yeah, but yeah,
I do that roughly, but I don't like sit there and be like it was 5:17 p.m. on Wednesday the 17th. Yeah. It was such and such degree out with a storm warning. Like the moon was full. Mercury was in retrograde. I don't know. I'm not that bad.
I'm pretty detailed, and like I say, it comes with just the career and the field I'm in. I record everything.
I mean, I'm detail oriented too. I do the old school book.
I still love my book, and it has my name. I'm actually going to do it. You didn't put my sticker on it. I have my sticker somewhere in here.
Yeah.
And put the sticker on it. But I like to write things down just because it's also too for learning. I find it's easier if you write it down. You tend to stick in your head a little bit better. Yeah. And if you kind of categorize what I actually want to do, so I know what I need to get or produce to get to where I want to be in a couple years.
Yeah. I mean, is there big plans? Like, are you hoping to convince him to let you expand? Or are you just happy having your small little collection?
No, definitely not. As much as I want to say I want to keep it small, I totally don't. If I can get a facility outside of our home, he's like, you can do whatever you want, but he just doesn't want it inside our home.
I mean, there are options.
Chris just needs, and he's hopefully still listening, he just needs to get a facility so I can rent some space off of him.
I was going to say, like, why don't you guys find efforts and share rent on a place and the way you go? I mean, if you're doing joint clutches anyways.
It's nice because it benefits him, but I think it benefits me more than him because he's got such an amazing collection.
Oh, yeah.
But most of my snakes have been from him.
I'd like to see more of what's in Nick's racks.
That, yeah, for sure. Because he's definitely not like I've seen him like a couple times. I've never actually met him. I've just seen him on like the Instagrams and stuff. But yeah, because they have a quite like some of these things that he tells me he has. I'm like, oh God, I wish like the collection they have is just incredible. I don't even know how they keep track of everything. Like just off the top of their heads, they just know.
Yeah. So
It probably would be like that, but
someone drops 10 grand on your lap. Dream snake. What are you buying?
oh my God. I don't even know. I'm so bad with how like what each snake is worth.
It should cover a snake.
It would have to be like a clown pied combo. Whatever costs 10 grand. I don't even really care what morphs. Get some enchi in there. Get some lavender in there as well. I'm so terrible with the price of animals. Like I really honestly don't know. Like I have to go on like Morph Market.
I'm still at that phase where I understand market pricing now, but doesn't mean I don't get a little heart attack every time I hear pricing.
I remember the one time I was over, the first time I think I was at Billy's when I went to check out the collection, and I was holding a snake that I'm pretty sure, and I might be wrong, but I know it was like tens of thousands of dollars. I'm pretty sure he said it was $40,000, and I just put the fucker down. I'm like, oh, I'm not touching that. That's worth more than my car.
So that's worth
We'll
more
just put
than
that back in the bin.
more than what we make in a year.
I do have to say, if you ever do get a chance to go down and check out his collection, like I haven't been to the new facility, I was at the old one.
Yeah.
It's just he's a very, very nice guy, super personable, and his collection, like you could just spend days in there.
I got the invite to come down. That's not a problem. I have to wait for
Get rid of COVID.
I mean the town I'm in right now is in a lockdown. It's
We are
bad.
too. We're really close to good old Toronto, and they.
Well, this is a tiny little town. Like I've been to Ontario, and I know how big your guys' small towns are. Like it's nothing compared to our small towns. Like
Oh yeah,
you can cross it in like 5 minutes. Town,
that
and
was the town I actually grew up in.
we can, we've got 140 cases in that.
Locked you down.
So we are locked down. But I mean, it doesn't change the way we live because the way we live, I've got little children. I've got a toddler who's 2 and puts everything in his mouth, and I've got a baby that was born a week before the pandemic hit. So I mean, we don't go out anyway. So I stay home with the kids, and he goes out because he's an essential worker, so he can go die of COVID. But yeah. I mean, it's better that he dies anyways versus me because he won't know what to do with my breeding plans. So
he just starts throwing everything together and hoping for the best.
yeah, he dies. I'll just be selling off some.
I don't know what this baby is, but it sure is pretty.
That's gonna be me anyways. I'm gonna be like, well, the way I paired this here though is I shouldn't have issues IDing. I shouldn't. It's either going to be a mystic or a special. It's going to be, yellow belly or freeway. Shouldn't have problems. I should be able to do that.
As long as there's anything hidden in any of them. You've gotten most of your snakes though from like actual like reputable breeders, right? Like nothing from like Kijiji and stuff like that where it could potentially have hidden things. Oh?
There's been a well, my ivory was taken in. It was a surrender. So I mean, she's healthy. We were told it was male. It was not. It was a female.
Ain't nothing wrong with a male turning into a female.
Nope, that's happened to us twice. But yeah, super clean. It wouldn't surprise me if something pops out of that. So God
Those
only
are
knows.
always nice.
God only knows what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give it 4 more minutes if anybody's got any last minute questions. There's also a link in the chat that I posted. It's 4 minutes away from midnight, and my finger is throbbing. And I keep bashing
How did
it.
you? I don't. You didn't ever told me, but how the heck did you do that?
So I was coming in from outside, and you know how when you just like first step in and you still kind of got your hand on the door type deal? My
Yeah.
dog jumped on the door at that second and like,
Ouch.
yeah, and I mean that's what it's looking like, and it hurts to move it. It's super swollen. Like, yeah, I need
It's
to
like black.
yeah, yeah. I'll probably lose the fingernail and regrow it, but yeah, it's like literally I can feel the
Your
pulse.
heartbeat in your finger. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
that feeling all too well.
Index finger, right? So if I move any of these fingers, it sort of moves, and it hurts like a mother effer. I didn't sleep at all last night, and I told John, I said, he's sleeping right now. I told him if I don't sleep tonight, he's taking the day off work, and I'm going to go get pain meds.
Yeah,
Go
definitely.
Go Canada, Fremont Healthcare. Malcolm was saying something. I can't judge or track all mine too. Yeah, I don't. Maybe I need to. Maybe I'm doing things wrong. Maybe I should start tracking better. It's like, oh, that one checked. Cool. That one checked. Okay.
I have a freakishly like I've always been like crazy organized with things. Like
Oh,
I'm
someone.
like the queen of labeling, and that's probably what makes me like really good at what I do for my everyday job.
Mm-hmm.
I've been like that just since I was a kid, so it drives my fiance crazy because like I have a really good memory for that, but I don't have a good memory for half the stuff he says to me.
So, true story, Malcolm. I did the same thing with this finger as a kid. I also broke it during an assault as well. So, yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh God, that sounds horrible. I've never slammed my finger in a car door, but I've done it to my girlfriend.
Yeah. No, it like you could see the dent from the yeah. Been there, done that. I got stitches and thing of here because my sister pushed me off of the bed when I was a kid, and I hit the in-floor radiator, like the heater, the grates. I
Yeah.
sliced that wide open. That's why I don't have any like tissue or anything right here. It's skin and straight bone. So my double chin starts way
Ow.
back here. I don't have the double chin up here. I'm like, this is fabulous. Like, it just doesn't look like
You
I
just
have
had a friggin' chin lift before you actually needed one.
yeah. No, because I lost the fat that's right here. Like, it's skin and bone. There's no, yeah, it's odd. I used to have a really bad butt chin, and I don't have it anymore since then.
Oh my God.
Injury time.
Good old everything all kids, especially if they had siblings, mainly if they had siblings, have those stories. Like
Uh-huh.
I was the daredevil.
Here's the thing. She was able to convince my mother that I just randomly flew off of the bed by myself somehow and landed on the thing.
Are you the middle kid? Or are
No,
you the
I'm the
oldest?
old.
You're the oldest, eh? Wow. My sister used to smack herself and then blame me, and I get grounded. So I'd punch her
My
just
sister
to get grounded for.
used to take permanent marker and doodle, and then would put my initials, like, and she would doodle on like the bed, the wall, whatever. I would put my initials. So who would get the blame? And then my mother would be like, "Well, she's the only. Why would she put her or why would she put your initials?" And I'm like, "Because
Because
she's a
she's smart.
and
Duh.
spawn. There's a reason we don't talk." No, I'm the
Oh,
oldest
let's
of
go.
I'm the oldest of three.
3. I'm the middle of 3.
Yeah, oldest.
But
John's
my
the
sister
oldest.
gets to adopt the parents, so that's the best part. She's the golden child, and I'll give it to her.
Yeah, John's the oldest of 3 too. Or no, actually, John's the oldest of 6. There's 6.
Wow,
His
a lot of kids.
his littlest sister's only a year older than our oldest daughter.
Oh wow.
That's a story for another day. That's a story. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. Oh, the dramas. Well, I don't see any more questions, and it's after midnight. So, did you have fun? Was this fun?
I did. I had a blast. Thank you so much for asking me to be on. I
You,
appreciate it.
you should come back on.
For sure.
I might talk to you afterwards about a roundtable I'm doing because I think you would fit in good to it.
For sure.
You're like,
I'm always down for stuff.
no, I don't want to.
Now that you pop my cherry, and if there's more people, the less I have to talk.
I have popped so many cherries, but that's the whole point of this. Is
Exactly. No, I think it's a very good idea. It gets people's names out there and known, and also makes people feel more comfortable, not feeling they're getting scammed when they're buying snakes.
And I'm not like someone super professional and scary like the other real reptile podcasters on the internet.
It can be very intimidating.
Yeah.
I get starstruck by some of them.
The only one I get starstruck with, and it's not even bad anymore, is Dave Coffin, and I'm fine with that now. I'm good. Good. I've chatted with him enough. We're golden now. So no, yeah. Oh, hi, Aurora. Aurora popped in. Zach's must have finished. Zach was live tonight with Chad with Richie's Recessive.
Ah.
If he's still live, someone go tell Chad to EAD for me, please. No, thank you for coming on. I'll talk to you after this.
For sure.
Thanks to everybody who watched, joined in. We thanked Chris Ward enough in this thing, so I'm not thanking him again. God. As much as I give him a hard time, I love that dude. He's still a dick. But you'll catch Jay on Chris's channel soon. I have a feeling.
Just for egg cuttings. We hopefully will have a clutch very soon.
Chris, interview Jay on your channel soon.
No, let's not do that.
Let's do it. All right. Before I leave, I'm not sure. I may have a show this Saturday. I may not. I have to figure out the schedule. Hi June. June's here. Did Will's thing finish? Did he finally release you guys? But anyways, I may have a show Saturday. I may not. If not, the next one will be in February. And guys, February is going to be insane. I have so much. February is almost full.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
I mean, we've got Antoine's coming on. Reggie from Reggie's Urban Jungle is coming on in February. Billy's coming on.
Brittany, oh, you got Billy.
Brittany Gobble's coming on. Like, yeah. He just let you guys out now. That is insane. Will can gab though. Will can gab. If you don't know, killing it. What a list. Yeah. Yeah. June's gonna come back on. I've decided. June's going to come back on, and it's not going to be a round table. There was a lot of people in that round table. But yeah, it's going to be fun in February, guys. So may see you guys Saturday. May see you guys next Wednesday. I don't know yet. I may let my finger heal because it's throbbing. But thank you guys for coming. Thanks for popping in when you could. Once all your masters let you guys loose. Love you, Will. I really do. But yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, and all the links for Jay and her pretty balls are in the description. So go give her a follow. How many followers do you have now? Not all, like 200?
I think I'm at just over 250 right now.
Oh, guys, go follow her. Just do it. All right. See you guys. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having me.